Sister Sunshine, this is Symbolic. I'm responding to your video called Sister Sunshine Rants Against or About Crazy Comments. I wanted to address your point, the issue of creationism and creationism being taught in I assume you mean the public schools. There's no problem at all with various forms of creationism or religious belief being taught in religious schools. I see no problem at all with that. When it comes to science classes, and when it comes to public schools, I firmly do not believe that creationism should be taught in public school science classes. Creationism is an ism. It means it's a belief. It's a religious belief. Should not be taught in science. Science is not about religion. Science is a study of the natural world, not the supernatural world, but the natural world, and it strives to explain the natural world in terms of the natural world. It doesn't study God. It doesn't study God. It just doesn't. It's not meant to study God. I don't think you can study God in a science class. I don't think science can prove or disprove the existence of God, a creator God, or God at all. It's not. I mean, if science is part of creation, right? If the world was created by God, then science and all the tools of science are part of creation, and it can study itself. But science is not physically going to be able to, study whether God exists or not. It's just not proper. And I often think that this what people call creationism in the United States is really Christianity and the Bible. Um, and the Bible should not be taught in a science class. Why not? If so, why not teach the Quran in a science class? Why not teach the Bhagavad Gita in a science class? The Zend Avesta in a science class? The whole point of science is not the study of a religious belief system. It's the study of nature and the how nature functions and operates, and tries to explain nature in terms of nature. That's what science is. It's also not a belief system. It's a system of knowledge based on models. I dealt with this in another video I sent to you. Models, ever improving models as to how nature works. It doesn't explain why. It explains the mechanism of how. You mentioned that nature is proof of creation. Nature's not proof of creation. Nature is just proof of nature. I don't think nature can prove creation. Nature can simply be there. It can simply be there. But anyway, it's not proof of God. And the Bible is not scientific proof of the existence of God. Separation of church and state. According to the First Amendment, the government, the government, U.S. government, is not supposed to pass any laws that establish religion. Establish meaning not just create or found, but also to support or give advantage to any particular religion. That protects everybody's religious freedom. Mine, yours, our descendants, going far into the future. Because as soon as the U.S. government puts its official stamp of approval on one religion that has one religion or one religious text, immediately that may change in the future. You may wake up in 20 years, 30 years, or your great-grandchildren may wake up in 100 years or 200 years to find that the government has put its stamp of approval on a completely different religion. So, separation of church and state is to protect religious freedoms, not to suppress religious freedom. It says that religious worship shall not be infringed. As soon as you have public schools teaching one form of religion, you violated that, and it has threatened everybody's religious freedom. Now, can quote-unquote creationism or Christianity or some other religion be taught anywhere in the public school system? I mean, I could see a logic for teaching maybe Christian creationism in a comparative religion class. If you have a class that studies comparative religions, I think that validly be taught there, as long as it is not taught as the true religion, but merely to compare various religions. But there should be no official sanctioning of any particular religion, regardless of how many believers believe it to be the truth. It doesn't matter. We have to protect everybody's freedom. So that's the story there, and I can't imagine that science would ever find a way to prove or disprove the existence of God. As I say, God would be beyond nature, above nature, and the tools of nature, I doubt, could ever reach to God or to prove that that there was creation. Even the Big Bang Theory, posits that the universe began at a particular moment in time. Of course, time also was appeared at the same moment. So it teaches that the universe appeared at a particular time. That's consistent with creationism, but it does not take that next step to say that a God created the universe. The universe somehow came into being, according to the most recent evidence, scientific evidence. Of course, that may change too. That the model's always open in science, but that is a far cry from saying that a particular that a God created the universe, that a particular God created the universe, or that a Christian God, or Islamic God, or Buddhist God, or Hindu God, one of the 300,000 Hindu gods, created it. Otherwise, we could teach that Brahma created the universe, and that Vishnu is sustaining the universe, and that Shiva is destroying the universe all at the same time. Why not teach that? Huh? We could teach that too, right? Why not? Why not teach that in evolutionary theory, and somehow tie that into the various fossil record and the carbon dating, and all the other various scientific tools that have been developed to study the natural world. Okay, so that's it. Natural and supernatural, we should keep those studies apart. And certainly not enter religion into the public school system. I don't want my children and my descendants being taught any particular religion in public school system. If I need, we'll send them to a religious school. That's fine. Bye-bye.